Redemptification is taking those who are disenfranchised, who want to be in business for themselves. They want to eventually stop working for everybody else, right? And they also understand that unskilled labor is going away. Why? Because it's going to be replaced by AI. Artificial intelligence is growing so rapidly within itself that now in industries where they use machines, computers, robotics, self-checkout, now they're making them even smarter with AI. With 5G, and as that continues to grow, so will AI and its influence into what's already self-processing, right? So what I'm saying is that the jobs today that we can go and parlay that don't require much skill, like driving and dropping off, delivery, right? Manufacturing, taking components over here and putting it onto a vehicle, putting it onto an appliance. Those jobs are going to go away. So the next 10 to 15 years, there will not be a big market for unskilled labor. Now, most people want to be entrepreneurs, and that's cool. I think everyone should have an interest and a skill towards doing something that makes money for them while they don't have to be there. But here's the problem. The problem is support, knowledge, guidance, support. Many people get into entrepreneurship, don't really know how to get it going and make it successful, right? And it's cool that you fail to learn, but we don't have a whole lot of time over the next 10, 15 years to fail to learn and fail to learn, right? And then if we give up, go back into unskilled labor pool of working at Amazon and Ford Motor Company and UPS. Those opportunities are going to be gone soon. And so now is the time to go ahead and figure out how you can be an entrepreneur, but fit it into a bigger thing. And that's what redemptification really is. It is taking those who've been disenfranchised from their areas and focusing where they're going to open up their merchant locations in gentrified areas. Why is this important? It's very important. It's very important because gentrified areas are D areas. When you look at mapping, when you look at redlining, the D areas were the ones that used to be urban areas. A lot of folks, the disenfranchised, grew up in these areas and they saw the degrading of them, but they were born in the 70s. And they saw how they just sort of left desolate and how now they're becoming reinvented, reinvested in, right? And taking these areas and they're getting rid of all of the slight, all of the bad neighborhoods, and they're putting in subdivisions, and they've been doing it for about 30 years. Successfully now, because the areas have been reintroduced to the public as good areas to live in, the money's coming in, and also the planning for commercial real estate, the restaurants and all of that. And so these areas are great areas for those who want to get into merchandising. And the ones that are there, oh man, they're set up for success like crazy. And the ones that's been there for the past 20, 30 years, who saw the bad of those areas and the crime, now get to see the good of that area and the crime go away, but still be very liquid because they're conveniently located. And with all the overcrowding in gentrified areas, what you're finding is you're going to have more people congested in areas where they don't necessarily need cars. And if you're perfectly positioned in those areas, you don't have to go on Facebook and Instagram and post that you're open and what you got. You're too busy transacting business. You're too busy ringing people up. You are, just by where you are, location, you're going to be a transactional machine, just like other convenience stores that's in the right location. All right? And so our plan in redemptification is putting merchant locations as franchises in gentrified areas. All up under the same planning, the same company, with product development, with an increase in productivity in manufacturing and distribution, and owning the real estate of all the franchises. That's the plan. What it does for is it takes a community of people that were disenfranchised, quite frankly, and it puts them into a position where they can start to have ownership of merchandising locations. When I tell you opportunities, merchandising locations, whether it be 1,200 square feet or 2,000 square feet, the opportunity to make $10 million a year is definitely possible, right? A part of merchandising, though, is cost of goods sold, and I'll get into that on another video. What we plan to do with our planning is to take away the being out-costed or outsold by competitors because they can buy things cheaper than our merchants will be able to. Let's just say you do this by yourself. Let's just say you're an entrepreneur and you want to open up your own store, right? What you don't have is a network to be able to buy high, buy in groups, pool your resources with other people, to be able to lower your unit cost for your customers. Well, other communities that already do merchandising in these areas, they can do that. They can pool their resources, they can buy something at a cost you cannot buy it at, but you can't charge your customers more for it because you'll cost yourself out. And customers won't pay more to come patronize you because they can get it significantly cheaper down the block. So we'll be able to handle that because we're going to be a part of the manufacturing. We're going to be a part of stocking the stores, making sure we take that off our franchises and make it to where they don't have to manually order. We want to integrate a system eventually with technology. This is where AI and technology comes into play because the major players in these industries, whether it be distribution, whether it be manufacturing, whether it be product development, they're going to be using AI as well. We want to use AI as well because from every level, as we build this thing in Redemptification, we want to be able to enjoy the benefits of modern technology as well. But where we invest in the people is in creating our merchandising locations in gentrified areas and giving people the opportunity to be entrepreneurs, business owners, on multiple merchant locations with the support of the company. That's the plan, and this plan is going to happen whether whoever participates. It's just going to happen. My conviction is to share the information. I've been compelled to do so, and I've been compelled to share the bigger view, but also break it into pieces where people can understand it. And as it continues to grow in planning, strategy, concentration, and execution, there'll be more of breaking down what redemptification really means. And this ain't about race, this is about economics. It's about economic opportunity and understanding that in the next 5, 10, 15 years, unskilled labor is going to go away. So if you don't have skills, how do you fend for yourself, let alone how do you set up a legacy for your next generation, all right? And merchandising is really cool about merchandising. As the whole family can participate. I've seen it for years. If you can fly over your life and remember when you would go into convenience stores all over the country, whether in small cities, small towns, you've seen families running these things. And what better way to build a business than with your family that can grow up understanding things they can't learn in school, particularly your children. And to be able to give it to them as an asset, as a legacy piece for the business, for them to run it after you can no longer run it, or they can start to transfer it to their family members. We just got options, right? It's all about options. And the way unskilled labor is going away, a lot of people already don't have options. Well, not gonna get any better. Not gonna get any better. Government's not gonna help anymore, and nor should we expect them to. So what I'm advocating is that we have an opportunity to be a part of something that's significantly bigger. It also considers the future, how the future is going to play into our abilities today to do something for ourselves, to plan for the future. That's what it's all about.